We started looking at design options for the infrastructure for the loudspeaker system around the middle to end of the last quarter of 2015 in preparation for actually putting the stuff out on the tour 2016.
Preparation is key. I mean, Dan, from Dan's point of view, he's very meticulous in his setup. He obviously knows the arrangements and the instrumentation very well, having recorded it, but he is meticulous in his preparation, and I think that goes for the whole production.
We based the system design around Optocore because it was a tried and tested method that we knew. The technology was reliable, it was a known quantity, and actually it delivered everything that we needed from the system. I've spent many years basing a lot of my reputation on using their product, and they've never let me down.
I designed it around one venue, sort of the largest venue, so I think I probably based it around Wembley or Paris, and also obviously with the production. And then designs this system from there, but it's from experience, other shows, other Coldplay shows that I've done.
Signal distribution is done by Optocore, so the main hub is at front of house, where we take the signals in from the mixing desks. So we have 7 X6R units, FX units across the system in our 7 major hubs, which is front of house, either side of the stage, 2 delay positions, and then the 2 ring delay positions are all X6R FXs. And at the delay positions and at front of house we have some extra TP units to add some analog inputs and outputs to the system.
With the front of house control, we're using them to put the Opti units on the Digico loop, which then feeds out to Pro Tool system.
Well, we've got quite a few long distances in this system. We have a 150-metre multi-core from front of house to the stage, to the first set of amp racks. We have a 100-metre across stage, and each delay position has 150-metre cables. And our ring delays, which sometimes the amplifiers are put in the roof, we have 300-metre fibres on them, so it means that we can, position anything anywhere, and obviously the length is much greater than if we use Cat 5.
We also like the fact that obviously the separation we get across fibre in terms of things like power and ground loops, so we remove any of those issues. The Coldplay system effectively has evolved, so with every tour, so going all the way back to Viva La Vida, through Milo Xyloto, Ghost Stories, and obviously now Head Full of Dreams. The system requirements from Coldplay have increased, become more complex. So as that's happened, the system design infrastructure has changed and evolved to actually incorporate a lot more Optocore product, because it provides us with some unique functionality.
Difference within the system is the Route 66.
First time that the complete Route 66 based system design was used for amplifier distribution was May 2016 in Nice. Loop that is run as a star network that effectively runs the infrastructure for the amplifiers.
The Route 66 is a great device. We're using it so that we don't have to have a whole complete loop at any one point. So what we do is we have our different areas of the system set up in individual loops. So we have the main loop for the main PA, each set of delays, and then also each set of ring delays either side of the stage. This means that we can set up and test the system without certain bits of one of those loops not being there, and then it can join later. And the way that the Route 66 just closes the loops to make that possible makes it really easy.
You're going into the delay towers on the floor, but also in the ring system. You can just plug them in, and they come up. And if it's a failure, then the Route 66 does it for you. It swaps over to the other side of the loops if there's any problems. Jack, how many D8s have we got? 148, there you go.
The whole system runs on D&B D80 amplifiers, so that we can use the array processing technology. We have 148 D80 amplifiers in the full system, which is quite a lot. It's probably the biggest touring system that's going around at the moment. We've got main and side hangs on the main towers with floating subs behind. All the J is array processed, so everywhere across the system we're using the array processing technology. Upstage we've got a 270-degree tower, so that's to fill in around the sides, so we can get right round the corners and make sure every seat is covered. Then across the pitch we have 4 delays. Again, all D&B J series, all array processed. And for our bigger shows in a larger stadium like this, we'll deploy a D&B V-Series ring system, which comprises of 8 hangs flown from the roof of the stadium to make sure that we cover the seats all the way to the top. The reason we chose to use Optocore is that we don't add any more processing to the system, so there is a Lake processor for Coldplay, which Tony will tune the system with, but then straight off the back of that it goes straight to the Optocore and then straight to the amplifier. So if I want to fine tune anything in the delays or any other zone of the system, I do that within the amplifiers themselves.
We have 2 SD7s at front of house. One's the main Coldplay's console and the others are the support console, but it also is a spare for us, so if we have any issues with ours, then we can swap over. So they're not on the network. On the network we just have the 2 SD7s, an SDRE, the DD2 FRs, of which we have 1 in our Pro Tools system as well. So the Pro Tools system is also on the loop, yeah.
Underneath the big screen on this side, we have a technical bunker, which is where the monitor desk and monitor equipment is housed. We're running Digico SD7s.
We also have more Optocore units, which I've just realised, because we have a B stage and a C stage, and so we have Optocore units in both of those. One is the C stage is standalone, so then that goes into our stage rack, and the B stage is linked in, I think. I'll have to remember. We set this up a long time ago, and it works. So this setup has pretty much been unchanged for the last couple of tours. We've added a few bits of front of house, but the initial, the core of it has been the same for the last few years. I mean, this control rig flies everywhere, every TV studio, every festival, anywhere the band plays, this all goes. And obviously we've got the Opti units here. We record everything. And anytime we're on stage, we're recording, it goes back to the studio. They either archive it or they use the material. So in that terms, it's been rock solid. The support from Optocore has been good, which you need on anything, any size tour. But it's always a phone call or an email away, which is great to have that support. So it's good.
It's been a great journey that we've been through together, and we hopefully will do more and more stuff in the future.